All right, take 3 of part 2 of the water filter system for the old China shop, China Land. You know, I know what you're thinking. Well, what's the big deal, man? You know, the big deal is, you know, if yours leaks at home, you got a main shut off. You shut it off, and you don't have to deal with your basement flooding. Me, I'm in the house. My water is out in my shop in the back room, and we're sitting on, when it's full, 6,000 gallons. Well, 5,000 gallons. We're down about 500 from being filled up on Monday. So if something goes wrong out here, we wouldn't know. We wouldn't hear it splashing in the basement because it's out in the shop. So if there's a problem, it's just going to pump itself. It's just going to leak, man. I mean, it's just, and we won't know till the next time you get out into the garage. But everything we did seems to work. We bought the blue water happy glue this time, and there's the wife running some water in the house. The pump comes on when it gets below 30, right at 30 pounds, and then it runs at 50 pounds. And then when you shut off a fixture or whatever the running water is, it'll stop it and hold 50 pounds. So you can use water without the pump coming on right away. You have to use 20 pounds worth of water before it'll kick on and start running. So she was in the house telling me, I'm turning on this. I'm turning it off now. I'm turning on this. I'm turning it off now. I said, are you sure? Because, and then I had to watch the gauge, and it would move a couple of pounds. It would move, you know, and then the next thing you know, it would drop 10 pounds. And right before it gets to 30, right about 32 pounds, boom, it kicks on. So we're super happy. We got rid of that old bit that didn't work out because we just didn't wait long enough with it being that low to the ground, right? I mean, up here, you know, we set it at 70 degrees or whatever it was, and so up there it was 70. Down here it might have been 55. And it says below 60 that you should hold it in place when you're pushing it together with the glue for up to 30 seconds. If it's above 60, you can push it together maybe for a 10 count, let it go. Dry for 2 hours. The blue stuff reads the same way. 2 hours before you pressure test it up to 180 pounds. So that's what we did. When it was done, I went in the house and told the wife, let's have dinner, let's do this, we sat around watching a little TV, and then I told her, listen, it's been a couple hours, let's go give it a try. She's either going to go or she's not, and it works out. I decided instead of 3 couplings to go with a T with a threaded end and a spigot. That way, both times when we cut the original to do this, it just came here. It still with zero pounds of pressure on the gauge and the sink in the house open and nothing coming out and me being out here. As soon as we cut through the wall of that pipe, it still came squirting out of there. So there was still, it might only been 2 or 3 or 5 pounds, and it didn't take long for it to die down and just dribble out, but there was still pressure in it. So when we go to do maintenance on these, we can shut all of our valves down so no water will come past here, and we can slowly open that up and drain everything out of this, and this, right? And take the pressure off so we can remove these because they'll still have water in them. There's no drains on the bottom. And then dump them, replace the filters, lube the gaskets, put it all back together. So that's going to be nice. It's also going to help us when we crack all this stuff apart, because this is the next project. I have like I said, I've got the exact same pump. So everything is going to go right back on the way this one is. Wiring will be easy. Hoses, everything will be easy. We're going to break the unions apart. We won't have to take this one off. We'll have to take this one off to spin this whole bit out of the end of here. From what I understand, talking to a couple of the guys that were over, this will unscrew and then you unscrew this part of the fitting, put it in the other pump, reverse the program, and it bolts right down the same way. So this will already be on there. We'll have to transfer the gauge and all the plugs. But that thing is, you just heard it. It's pretty loud. The bearings are what are making noise. The motor runs fine. It's just the bearings are giving up the ghost. I think it's from us pumping water into the swimming pool for 3 hours last spring, you know, that did it. It's just not designed to run wide open for 3 hours. Although we shut it off, gave it a break every now and again, it didn't matter. The damage was done. You'll see the difference. You heard how loud this thing was. Wait till when I get the new one on, it'll be, you won't even hear it. It'll be nice. And it was pretty quiet when we moved in, but you know, they don't last forever. You probably got to swap those things out. I'm going to guess it's just like a well pump. Every 2-3 years, maybe, folks with a well. Let me know how often you got to change your well pump. But right now, we're super happy with how it all turned out. Not so upset that we had to cut this out and replace it, because now we've got a valve on there that we did open it up and check it out. And I got that little bucket there just to see if it drips. I'll check it tomorrow morning. But now I can go to bed, not worried about if the water's 5,000 gallons of water leaking out in the garage, man. Yeah, especially with it being freezing cold. Next thing you know, you got a skating rink in the back room over here, right? So, yeah. We'll bring you some more tomorrow. We'll be working on front bumper. We'll be taping up, spraying our little porch in there where we did our welding. We'll be working it up. We got to get this thing standing up on the altered stand that we're working on, and get it out of the way, because we want to get to that water pump and we want to get to this back room, folks. We really want to get this stuff painted up, get a shelf just like up here, built back here for the wife. Obviously my spray paint, fuel jugs, all that kind of stuff are still going to stay, a lot of cabinets and all that, but you know, it never stops here. And then we get her stuff out of here, and this is the last bit of my area. I don't know if we're going to go with cabinet here, we're going to go with shelving unit here, or if we're going to go with L-shaped bench in here. We want to get our entertainment center up and running and all that stuff, man. It's cool stuff. So got plenty to do before spring, and when spring comes, man, it'll be on like Donkey Kong. We got a ton of trees to cut down before we take the cover off the pool. We got half the tree in the backyard that's got to come down, and then the 2 trees off the front of the house out there are also prepped to come down. So we'll be busy cutting grass, chopping down trees, burning wood. It's on out here in Chinatown, man. It's nonstop. So Godspeed, God bless. Look at that, huh? Not bad. I would suggest you invest in a professional, but hard-headed Lawson had to do it his way. Godspeed, God bless. Hang in there, y'all. I'm praying for you. I don't have to pray for this, though. She's in good shape.